Hello, this is me, Tim, from Tim and Jordan, back again on wrestling. Back in this time was WCPW Loaded for the 24th of September 2016. And let's get started with this episode review while I pull out my phone. Did you enjoy the show, guys? Comment below, obviously, if you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, just tell me why. Let's get on with the review. Our first match of the night was Joe Coffey versus Prince Amin. This match was a pretty eventful occasion. It was actually really short. Joe Coffey throws Prince Amin into the turnbuckle, Prince Amin, I should say, and a clothesline by Joe Coffey to win. Obviously, Joe Coffey gets the win. Why would he not get the win? Prince Amin, again, losing in quick fashion, making himself look like a bit more of an embarrassment, even more than embarrassment from before. When he's completely shown up by his slave, who I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head for some reason. Yes, that guy. Yes, I know. You know who I'm thinking of. Your man, Prince Amin's slave. So yeah, it makes him look like a bit more of an asshole now. Even more of an asshole, guys. Carrying forward. Next matchup is Martin Kirby versus Pete Dunne. The match is slow with a lot of submissions early on. Kirby is ruthless and is definitely, acting in a bad manner. He's obviously throwing Pete Dunne around a bit, kicking him in the head, etc. And with a hot low blow by Pete Dunne and Kirby with the roll up. Speaking of, Pete Dunne is actually also being a bit ruthless. He's a very what I would call strong style wrestlers, and that definitely showed off in this matchup. Pete Dunne actually gets the low blow, but Kirby ends up cleverly moving it around because Pete Dunne gets distracted, and then Kirby gets the roll up and a pin to win. So there you go. That is the finish of the match. Martin Kirby getting another win in the bucket. Of course, after the match, Kirby now wants a title shot and basically proclaims that he deserves a title shot. He then starts to sing songs, singing such famous songs as I can't remember. I'll leave them in the description, but some pretty fun 80s songs. I think 80s songs. Anyways, and he ends up just singing along with the crowd. Fun times that we had. Prospect though, they're like, okay, so what happens is it cuts to a few packages. We get the continuous from last week where the funniest moment ever. Jack the Jobber continuing to run away from Primate, which started off last week, of course, when Jack the Jobber was humiliated in front of CZ and Primate attacked him. Now, Prospect want to get back into the building after destroying Rampage. Oh yeah, sorry, at the start of the show I forgot to mention that basically Rampage was single-handedly destroyed and taken down. Also, I think Jason Connors was behind this all. Again, Prospect were there. That was all gone down. Rampage, bang, gone. And then Prospect running it back into the building, and they can't. Hendry talks, also backstage, Joe Hendry, talks about facing Kurt Angle, and he says that he feels the same way that he thinks Angle did when he was going for his first championship, and he's focused for the matchup. You can tell he is ready, and he's ready, very ready for the matchup. Of course, I think Joe Hendry, the man to beat Kurt Angle, but because I think this might be a one-off appearance for Kurt Angle, I think this is his time to beat him, and it would be a great occasion to do so, and a great passing of a torch of some sort, because he's having this like extra what I would call nuclear babyface role within the company. Of course, kind of solidified by the fact that Jesse Connors is completely on the dark side. Yeah, basically that. What else are we going to talk about here? Oh yes, Kirby is still back in the ring as he cut back to the ring, and he doesn't want to leave, and Bachidi comes out, he's angry. Of course, Bachidi basically, obviously we all know, hates Martin Kirby. He gets pretty pissed off, and he's like, well, Martin Kirby, you are not getting a match I refuse to lose in 2 weeks' time. Martin Kirby is not taking any of this, man. He's not having any of this. So he locks himself in with the chains, which are the handcuffs, which are fluffy, funny enough, and which kind of I don't want to go into what that means, but you can figure it out yourself if you rewatch it. But Kirby doesn't want to leave and refuses to lose. He refuses to leave, which is funny enough. So the kind of stalemate continues. She leaves and is angry, he's pissed off as hell. And for some reason, the guards cannot get Kirby to leave, which is funny enough, because how can they not? You'd think that 5 guards would be able to get bloody Martin Kirby out of handcuffs. It's not that hard, guys. Anyways, though, moving on. Travis Banks versus El Ligero. This match didn't really start off for a while because, of course, they were really distracted by the fact of Martin Kirby's presence. He was kind of just acting as the announcer for this match, and he really was a great commentator. And he was really entertaining. He just made fun of Travis Banks and El Ligero, hating them equally, and so he was just kind of making fun of them. And when the match was starting, you could just hear this lovely fun. He was also having, making jokes and also hitting on someone in the crowd. That was funny. So in the match, though, as it finally got underway after a good while, Travis Banks, I can't even say that right, hits the big airplane spin. He's also called the Kiwi something, and wins the match thanks to a accidental spit by Kirby on El Ligero. Actually, Martin Kirby doesn't really care because he hates them equally, so he just kind of has to go to El Ligero after the match. And we see the arrival of Adam Pacitti once again. He says that Kirby can have a match and says, "Get out of here now, we want the main event to be good." And fair enough, Martin Kirby leaves. And guess what the match will be? Martin Kirby versus Joseph Connors for the WCPW World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, it is an epic matchup of epic proportions, and I will go in all sorts of detail on this. I don't know if it's next week, Refuse to Lose, but I can tell you it's going to be a great affair. You got Martin Kirby, who is this, underdog, complete, out of nowhere, successful kind of Heath Slater type, because of course he was always sort of a jobber at times, but now he's actually gotten into the limelight, versus the man himself, Joseph Connors, who's the Seth Rollins of WCPW. He kind of turned on his own friend, and now he's on his own, and he's out there in the wild, trying to fend for himself, really. So it's obviously going to... Well, actually, not trying to... He's turned to the Authority, of course, being Prospect. So, Martin Kirby, in my opinion, is going to come up short, but he's going to have a great, great fight in him. And he's going to, completely show the world what it means to be Martin Kirby. So, again, he's going to have a really good match, just like he did. Remember that match he had with Will Ospreay? Similar enough to that. Oh, I miss Will Ospreay. But, yeah, Martin Kirby is going to be kind of having a really good affair. And it's going to make both look strong. But I think that's going to how it's going to go down. And I think it'll be greater things for him. I don't think he's going to be put down after this. I think he's going to, fill an occasion maybe that Will Ospreay filled a while back, and just be that kind of epic babyface that they all need at this time and place. I think he's getting more, he's getting more cheering from the audience than even Joe Hendry. So I think that's a really good sign. So they should go forward with that. And it's not gonna. Yeah, he does more stuff like this because this was actually a great segment where he did the kind of heist on WCW Loaded. That was fun, where he was outside in the ring here singing along. He needs to do more stuff like that, and I'll really appreciate him for that, because I think that kind of shines more than anything he can probably do in the ring. It's just so good. I think he's got that great charisma that you didn't know until now. I think that's why they're running the ball with him, because he's just got the charisma. He's got this personality to him, which just really works on so many levels, and I think it's really good. He's very good with the crowd, and he just kind of works. So yeah, that's my little rant over with. Great guy, but he'll just come up short. Our main event, though, after Big Damo and Blampier arrive, Alberto El Patron versus Big Damo. Title or fired match. Basically, just explain this in shorthand. Alberto El Patron, if Alberto El Patron wins the match, he gets a title match, which, obviously, I believe he's getting the title match for that mid-card title. I'm not quite sure. I'm confused. No. Yeah, or Big Damo gets fired if he loses. So, in this matchup, because, of course, before this match was announced, it was announced that Jay Lethal cannot compete against El Ligero for contractual reasons. So, if Alberto El Patron wins, he will be competing against El Ligero for that mid-card title. And, of course, we all know the Internet title. It needs to be propped up a bit, and of course, what a name that could equal Jay Lethal's impressiveness, then Alberto El Patron. So yeah, that was a very good prospect of having him, and it's a great place to put your big superstars that are coming in for a while into WCW. Compete them against in the mid card to really elevate the mid card is a great idea. So I really pat them on the back for having the balls to do that. Yeah. In the matchup, Elbatron reverses the Ulster Plantation with a cross-arm breaker to get his title shot, winning the match in good time, I think under 20 minutes, which is impressive. Elbatron gets it done, very impressive match actually, and he really did look strong in this matchup, so props of course to him. This meant, after the match, that we saw Pacitti come out, basically saying that, Damo, you are gone unless Blampied compete in the match against the Rampage, to the feint of Blampied. Now, I don't know what happened to Rampage. I thought he was dead, but apparently he's still alive. So maybe the fact that, Pacitti knows Prospect are banned, and that Rampage just kind of have a thing with the Prospect, is going to be an interesting storyline to see Rampage compete against Blampied, of course. And that'll be in a street fight, so that's even more interesting, stipulation there. It's a really interesting stipulation, so I'm gonna wonder how that kind of works out. But obviously I know that Rampage is looking he's not looking the strongest at the moment, so it would be a great place for him to pick up the win. I have a feeling though that Blampied is gonna squirrel his way out, or rat his way, as he is the sewer rat, to a win in this occasion. So I have a sneaking suspicion that's gonna happen, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Again, this was a really good episode of WCPW. I would probably say this is definitely, arguably, I like the sort of format of the 90-minute format. It's just really good format. And again, not necessarily it's not necessarily the matches that count, but it's the moments that count. And it did have a great few standout moments, in my opinion, that kind of elevated it a bit. So for that, I would tell you this was a good episode, and definitely get to check this out. Obviously, it's on What Culture Pro Wrestling on YouTube, so check that out if you haven't already. I don't know, you're stupid if you haven't checked this out. Again, we'll be back next week, either with Refuse to Lose or just episode loaded. I'm not quite sure. But go watch this episode and enjoy. Make sure to comment below your opinions on this episode, and also just leave a sneaky like in the comments below. And subscribe if you haven't already to see more content just like this. See you next time. Bye.